Today's draft UNSC resolution attempts to undermine the hard-won consensus which we reached in Glasgow. This draft resolution will only sow the seeds of discord among the larger UN membership. It sends a wrong message to the developing countries that instead of addressing their concerns and holding developed countries responsible for meeting their commitments under the UNFCCC, we are willing to be divided and sidetracked under the guise of security. This draft resolution is a step backward from our collective resolve to combat climate change. It seeks to hand over that responsibility to a body which neither works through consensus nor is reflective of the interests of the developing countries. India had no option but to vote against. India is second to none when it comes to climate action and climate justice. But the Security Council is not the place to discuss either issue. In fact, the attempt to do so appears to be motivated by a desire to evade responsibility in the appropriate forum and divert the world's attention from an unwillingness to deliver where it counts. In line with our tradition of living in harmony with nature, Prime Minister Modi had announced last month in Glasgow an ambitious climate action vision in the form of 5 nectar elements Panchamrit. First, India will take its non-fossil energy capacity to 500 gigawatts by 2030. Second, India will meet 50% of its energy requirements from renewable energy by 2030. Third, India will reduce the total projected carbon emissions by 1 billion tons from now till 2030. Fourth, by 2030, India will reduce the carbon intensity of its economy by less than 45%. And fifth, by the year 2070, India will achieve the target of net zero. Today, India may be moving forward on the subject of climate change with great courage and high ambition. But India also understands the challenges of fellow developing countries, shares them fully, and will continue to voice their concerns and expectations. The international community, particularly the developing and the least developed countries and SIDS, have striven for the last 2 decades under the UNFCCC process to make common but differentiated responsibilities a basic principle of global climate action. This is at the heart of climate justice. To move forward decisively, affordable access to climate finance and technologies has become critical. Developed countries must provide climate finance of 1 trillion at the earliest. It is necessary that climate finance be tracked with the same diligence as climate mitigation. And the reality, Mr. President, is that the developed countries have fallen well short of their promises. This is particularly important to recognize because today's attempt to link climate with security really seeks to obfuscate lack of progress on critical issues under the UNFCCC process. Over the last nearly 3 decades, all member states have negotiated collectively and with consensus an elaborate and equitable architecture to combat every aspect of climate change. While arriving at far-reaching consensual decisions, we have tried to accommodate each other's interests and specific national circumstances. This comprehensive process has in fact been done under the UN-led UNFCCC with participation of all member states. The UNFCCC has been in turn informed by members' priorities. It addresses both the immediate needs of the developing and the commitments of the developed. It seeks a balance between mitigation, adaptation, financing, technology transfer, capacity building, etc. In effect, it takes a holistic view of combating climate change which is equitable and fair. Why is it that one needs a UN Security Council resolution to take action on climate change when we have commitments made under UNFCCC towards concrete climate action? The honest answer is that there is no real requirement for this resolution, except for the purpose of bringing climate change under the ambit of the Security Council. And the reason for that is now decisions can be taken without involvement of most developing countries and without recognizing consensus. And all this can be done in the name of preserving international peace and security. Climate change decisions are sought to be taken out of the wider international community represented in the UNFCCC and given instead to the Security Council. Ironically, many of the UNSC members are the main contributors of climate change due to historical emissions. If the Security Council indeed takes over the responsibility on this issue, a few states will then have a free hand in deciding on all climate-related issues. This is clearly neither desirable nor acceptable.